Okay, so it pays to get out and walk around early on, even in late February. We've got a sunny day. It's thawed out a little bit. Came out to see what the thaw maybe has pushed up through the ground. And look at that. I poked at it with my stick. I flipped it over. In all honesty, I put it back to the way that I saw it. I'm going to take it out. And look at this beautiful thing. Look at that. Let's see if I can hold it up here. Just a beautiful point. A little beat up, but you expect that in a farm field. But that is just beautiful material there. It's already a great day. Just out for a nice evening walk, end of March. Field's not plowed yet. A little bit of cover coming up. Walking along, and what I thought was a flake is a teeny tiny bird point. Maybe a blow dart point. Look at how small that is. Literally fit on the tip of my finger. Not in the best shape, but a cool find. I didn't expect to find anything today. You know, I was thinking about it a little bit more as I walked along. With the size of that, how tiny that is, what are the odds that I would be walking in this giant field and I would just happen to pick a row or a couple rows and walk over that? First person to probably touch that in thousands of years. And it just so happens I picked the right row today and was looking in the right spot and wasn't in a hurry and all that other fun stuff. Super tiny. Very cool. So I like it down here because it's nice and peaceful. But you can see there's also a lot of gravel that leaches out from the bank. And there happens to be a gigantic oak tree here that has been here probably for a couple hundred years. And I sometimes find flakes and things like that. I think I found a broken point that had leached out from where the roots are kind of eroding away when the water gets high. So I like to come down here after it floods and then recedes and see what's left on the bank. And it pays because I found this little guy and I thought I could recognize a little bit of a divot right here on the front. And it's not a very deep one, but I picked it up and sure enough, there's an identical one on the back. Pretty cool. So I'm not sure what this was. I don't think it would be like a nutting stone, a double-sided nutting stone. Could have been some type of hammer stone, could have been something to grind with. I'm not sure. But pretty cool find for just walking along the creek bed. So this is what this looks like cleaned off just a little bit. You can see that reddish hue to the rock. It's not typically a normal hue. You can see it especially around that hole there. I'm wondering if this is something that they used next to the fire or they used it up and used it as a fire rock and it kind of popped and they just left it. But pretty interesting. All right, I'm not sure what this is, but I found this absolutely glowing piece of jewel grade flint ridge. You can see it's worked all along the top, along the sides. I don't know if this is an old point or just a very beat up scraper or knife tool of some type, but it is beautiful. It's the sun is going down here. You can see my headlamp, but I'm pretty sure you can see right through this thing in the sun. Probably lights up like a lamp. Beautiful. All right, so I'm currently down the edge of the field down by the creek, and it's a little steep here. You can see it comes straight down from all the way up top there. But you see how those trees are hanging out kind of off the edge of the field? There's little stuff coming out of the soil up there and coming down the bank as it rains and erodes. And I just found a nice little transparent flake just sitting on the side of the bank here. So I always check down here just to make sure there's nothing just sitting on the side of this bank. Hard to get to, but worth it if you find something cool. Alright, I don't typically film these, but I pick odd things up every once in a while, and this is an example of a little thumb scraper. You can see how small it is, but it's worked all the way around, more or less in the shape of a turtle shell. I've heard some people call these turtleback scrapers. Sometimes they're a little bit thicker than this, but I think that's a pretty good example of one. Okay, really didn't expect to find anything today. I know I say that a lot in early spring, and this year I've ended up finding a lot, which is not typical, but I'll take it. So I'm out walking. You can see field's still not plowed. I was down on the banks of the creek a little bit earlier, and I found a couple flakes. This spot right here is usually pretty good for flakes. You can see there's two really big oak trees right there that are pretty old. Let's see if I can find it again. Let's see if you guys can find it. You guys see it? Just sitting out. Haven't touched it yet. How cool is that? Like it was just waiting for me. Not the best material, but it's a whole point. It's actually really rough material, but it's nice. All right, that's a win.